Well, Gaffer, it's been a little while owing to the World Cup. 4 weeks off. Talk us through what's been happening during that time.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a strange time. Obviously, this hasn't happened before in the league programme. So yeah, the lads have had a week off with their families. Then they've been back the last 3 weeks, been working very hard on the training field. We've been away with the SAS for a couple of days. Had a real good couple of days camp there. Seen the lads going through freezing cold water and climbing up mountains and jumping off them, you know, which has been good, real good for the team spirit and the togetherness, which has been fantastic. And then just a lot of hard work on the training field.
And there was a behind closed doors fixture at Wolves. Was that a satisfactory workout?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we got some really good minutes into the boys. We managed to see a couple of the younger lads as well. We had a good 15-year-old play for us and a couple of 17-year-olds. So that was good, seeing the academy players play against top Premier League players, which was a real good experience for them. And
you've touched upon it being quite an unprecedented break. How important are all the staff behind the scenes, such as the physical performance department, during this period?
Yeah, they play a massive part, you know, making sure the loadings are right and they're getting the right training times into their legs. So yeah, they've played a massive part in it. And also the medical department have been very, very good. Obviously we've got 3 or 4 injuries. We've been getting some fantastic treatment over this period as well, and making sure they're getting back to full fitness either this week or in the next week or so.
And the trip down to Dartmoor sounded enjoyable, looked enjoyable on the footage, but also really important in terms of building that togetherness and team spirit, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely, and it's good for the communication skills as well. You know, the lads are helping each other getting up mountains and coming through the water, you know, -10 I think it was and whatnot, and to see, you know, Manny and Hawley and people like that jumping in there and, you know, making sure they're supporting each other getting through was a really good experience for them, and you know, it was a good experience for everyone.
And of course, all of this reference due to the World Cup ongoing, and players from Blues out there in Qatar, Christian Bielik, Hannibal and Jordan James all represented their nations. Have they come back all okay, and I'm sure enjoyed the experiences?
Yeah, they've come back okay. Yeah, obviously emotionally it would have took a lot out of them boys, you know. So we'll have to wait and see if they'll be available for Saturday. But you know, overall, you know, what a fantastic experience speaking to Christian, coming up against Lionel Messi. You know, he couldn't wait to tell the lads about that. You know, obviously JJ going away with Wales was a fantastic experience for him, for such a young boy, and being around the likes of Gareth Bale and Alan, you know, all them kind of players. It's fantastic. So, you know, it's only good for Birmingham. Obviously, listening to the commentators on the television as well, speaking about Birmingham and these players playing for them was a good moment as well.
Yeah, certainly something to be proud of for them and everyone watching back here. And the work, as you say, has been going on. Time for players that have been out of the team, injured and recovering, to have that time to rehabilitate. How is everyone getting on? Mark Roberts, Harley Dean, Gary Gardner, George Friend, Poeta?
Yeah, they're doing great. You know, obviously we've still got Pep who's still struggling a little bit. Everyone else is there or thereabouts, you know, which is good. So this 4 weeks has been a good period for them to get right. It's been great to have Gaz back in the group. He's 10 days now of training, which is brilliant, and there's been no problems. So no, they're in a good place.
And home in on the weekend, a trip to Blackpool. First of all, over 3,000 Blue Noses making the trip. It's going to be bitterly cold, and there's, you know, a pinch in terms of cost of living at the moment. A fantastic following.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the fans are fantastic, and you know, they've been like that throughout the season so far. You know, they've really backed the boys, and we all really appreciate their support, and you know, we're very, very grateful that they're making that trip at the weekend to support the boys again.
As for the opposition on Saturday, lost 4 on the bounce at the start of November coming into the break, but they've got a player in Jerry Yates who's joint top scorer and was player of the month in October. Plenty of real test up there.
Yeah, listen, they're a really good team. They've got real good momentum this season from last season, having a good season. So they've got a really good manager there, good coaching staff. So we know it's going to be a very, very difficult game. You know, I think there's 4 or 5 points between us and them, you know, which is nothing in the league. So, you know, their position in the league it isn't nothing for them to worry about. You know, they're a very good team, and we know it's going to be a really difficult game for us.
And just taking it away from football yourself, along with players from both the men's and women's first teams, visited Heartlands Hospital during the week. How important are those things to do, especially around Christmas, but also I know it's something you want to continue throughout the season?
Yeah, vitally important. You know, the community is a massive thing for myself and the football club. You know, I want this football club to be talked about around the community. I want us to really show that we care about not just Blues fans, but people from Birmingham, and you know, it's vital that we went and showed our support to them people in the hospital who were there at such a horrible time, and you know, it was great to see them.
And lastly, you've met supporters at a couple of events over recent weeks. How critical those opportunities to you to connect with the Blue Noses, and also for them to be able to ask you about different bits and pieces?
Yeah, again, you know, when we came in, we wanted to get that connection back with the fans, which is vitally important. And you know, the two events that Tom Ross held, you know, have been very, very good. You know, the fans have really bought into what we're looking at doing at the moment, and there's some really good feedback. And of course, you know, that comes from the players, from their performances, and it's just vitally important that we just continue working hard and being competitive and making sure them fans are backing us.
Absolutely. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.